Meeting to order. Start and announce our presence.
Luke Kennedy, Johnson Member,
Dick Lake.
Bob Phillips, Ben Pruitt,
Dave Anderson.
There is a quorum. Have we already reviewed the minutes of the last meeting?
Yes, and I have a small modification.
Okay.
On the back page of 6, adjournment, what it actually said was, and this will be subsequent wording, start with delete the word second, and instead insert said he would second the motion if Ben changes the motion, as it reads, changes the motion to adjourn to include that they will adjourn it and start a work session for that. So take out section of the motion, but ask that they and insert say he would second the motion if Ben changes.
We hear a motion to approve the amended minutes.
So approved.
Moved and seconded that the minutes as amended be approved. All in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Carried. The agenda indicates amending Article 28, that's 27. Don't you think we want to work on that in a work session?
I think it ties in with the Article 30 and all that as well. So that could be discussed in the work session.
Well, then we'll move on to new business. Want to make your presentation on your request?
If we could back up, follow the order that's in our bylaws, which is in, I think, everyone's agenda. You want the appraiser to present the second, if that's okay, Mr. Chairman?
That's not what you had on the agenda, but that's fine.
There's protocol that we have to follow, and that's going through these.
Okay.
So you start with letter I and number 1.
So you all should have a report in there from me. Chris Gordon came in December to discuss a sawmill business on his property on 102nd Road. All the properties around that are currently zoned A1, and he is currently zoned A1 as well. Looking through the zoning regulations, the only time that I saw sawmill or planing come up is in I-2. I do think that possibly A2, if you go to A2 and you go to special use under A2 11C, commercial development of natural resources and extraction of raw materials. If you all think that that would be an appropriate special use under A2, it's either that or I2.
Any questions?
So it's your recommendation, Kate, that your special use would fit?
If it depends on if you want to go I2 in that area, that opens it up for a number of things. So if you want to keep it agricultural in that area, then going A2 is special use.
And changing it to I2 would we were only asking for a 1 acre change, or is that the entire parcel?
I'm only asking for a acre.
That's what in his proposal I read that he was asking for a 1 acre change, so.
So let's see what I-2 is. You might have a size limit.
It says 40 acres is what the size limit is saying, but, and then it also said that I had to be in the 75 corridor, and it also said I had to have plenty of water and sewer connection. So I was just, I'm good either way, but if you guys, with an I-2, anybody after me would probably have no interest, or there's no water to deal with. We all know that. There's no chance of sewer. There's probably going to be two things that they need, and then with the big, there's not very much. There's not a lot of people that can reach out there. But like you said, when we looked in the boat, I-2 is the only place solid enough to fill.
Right.
So,
I just think that I wouldn't want to see the entire parcel switched into I-2. So if it went that way, the smaller piece, but I would agree that the special use under A2 seems to fit that, because that would fall under the whole tract. The whole parcel would be considered under that special use.
That's all I have.
it was going to be a great
Any other questions? Okay. Would you make your presentation?
Okay, my name is Chris Gordon. Lived in Delia pretty much my entire life. I moved out my second grade year. Done a lot of things, been a lot of places, but still keep coming back to Delia. And sawmill's been in my blood since I was a little kid. And had no clue that you had to have a permit out of this county, but I've had one for several years. I approached Road and Bridge and asked them the culvert east of our place, where one of two turns that goes north on G Road, we cannot get a logging truck through there. We can't get a farm truck through there because the county's narrowed the road up to get the water to drain. And instead of extending the culvert, they shortened it so that they could make a deeper ditch. And since we've lived there, since Danny and I lived there, 3 grain trucks have tipped it over trying to go through it. And every log truck I've had come out and look, they will not attend. So I went to Road and Bridge, asked them if we could do something, work with extended something, and they came back and said, if you want to pay for it, we will. And then the commissioners talked to me and they said, well, you don't have a permit, so I don't know that you can ask for that. So that's why I came and talked to you and see if I could get a permit to maybe do something so that I can make it so I can get a log truck. Because I have a railroad bridge to my west that has a height restriction on it, and then we have that curve to our east, so I don't have a way for a truck to get in and out. And that's what started the whole process, I guess. But, we do have a lot of timber in Jackson County. I know a lot of people don't realize it, and I'd say 95% of what gets cut in Jackson County leaves the country and goes to China. The little bit that doesn't goes to Iowa for your veneer mills and stuff like that. We do have a need in the area. I do have a lot of calls every day. I got new people every day that I meet and learn and want, need. And I think we've done a great job of just being a small business. I have no intentions of being big. I like being a one-man band, and that's it. But if I need a permit, then I guess I need a permit. So that's why I'm here. I tried to outline everything, and everything I turned in as good as I could. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask. you currently have any employees, or you planning to hire a small number at some point?
It's my son and I, we're the only two, just my youngest son and me. And I'd like to hire at least one more person. 3 men would be a lot better at everything we do. Logs are heavy, boards are heavy. And you get tired after 14, 16 hours of stacking boards, you get tired. So if we had a third set of hands, it would really help out a lot. But I don't ever plan on being, I'm also a registered DOSB, a veteran-owned small business. And in order to maintain that registration, I cannot have 50 employees. So I could have 49, but really my goal is me and 2 guys. Three guys total would be about
So what do you do with all your scraps?
We
Cutout.
We have a large number of people that come and cut firewood. About, not every day quite yet, but they just come in, I put it in a nice easy pile, they cut, throw it in the trailer, pick up whatever, and haul it off. They do a pretty decent job of keeping up with it. And then when the pile gets too big, I take it out back and put it in a burn pile and burn it. A lot of the edgings and the smaller pieces go directly to the burn pile. I do have a chipper purchased. I just need a lot of time to build and construct it and to make wood chips. It's going to take a week to build what it needs to make that one. So I haven't put that time into chipping yet. The sawdust, we have people that come get it for the gardens, because your oaks are real high in acids, all of your cedars and stuff are low. They kind of mix instead of buying fertilizer, it's kind of an organic fertilizer. We do have some that need bedding, but a lot of guys take it and compost it. We do it and compost it, and it makes great black dirt in very short time. I'm trying to find a way to use all the byproducts. We started out doing yard trees. No, there's too much metal, too many problems. And the color's not the same in your yard trees. It's just not the same.
Any other questions?
Any questions about, well, it doesn't sound like you haven't mentioned anything about the neighbors and the noise, or your neighbors said to you about the time what your hobby now. Everybody probably knows it.
Oh yeah, everybody knows it. We've been an LLC for 5 years, and I've been an LLC full time on the sawmill. We've had the sawmill since 2008. I think was our first sawmill. The neighbors love it. They need blocks for backing up the car. They need firewood. They need trailer boards. I mean, we run small diesel engines. We don't run anything big.
Planers are going to be screaming. So you don't have a planer right now.
I do, but I do all of that in the city of Delia. We bought the old blacksmith shop down in Delia, and it has 3-phase power. It's a building, if you look at it that way, it's a building, but it needs a lot of work, so all of the processing gets done down in Delia. The only thing we do at the farm is the mill and the edging. It's just 2 diesel engines.
Yeah, well, that was my only concern is approving a plan where he's going to make a lot more noise and the neighbors aren't. That's one of the things that's living out in the country is enjoying some quiet. You don't want to make sure you keep the neighbors out.
The neighbors love it. They'll ask if I wanted it to come tonight and speak on my behalf. I said, "You can, but I don't know that it's needed."
Then, of course, the roads, which I don't know how to do.
Well, that sounds like it's a county commission problem. I don't think we need that.
Yeah.
That one picture I included, it does, we took the picture from the north, took the south, and you can see the neighbors. I mean, they're not right on top of us, but they're not super far away. But I wanted to make sure I included the two neighbors' houses.
Right, yes, you should I get a nice little neighborhood there. If I was listening to your saw, I don't know how loud it is.
It's just a 50-horse Kubota engine runs the sawmill, and then the edger runs a 20-horse.
But I did see that your plan was to get that in the building.
Yes.
Sure. I can't imagine diesel engines are any louder than any of the ground that's being farmed around it or
Right.
anything like that. So
The tractor's a lot louder.
Yeah, they don't do that constantly. He hopes to get it to the point it's saw all the time.
It's me, if there was a concern, they would have been.
On the number 5.
Very good.
Anybody else on the committee have any questions? Well, I'll open it up for public comment. Or any proponent or opponent to speak up. Since there's not very many people here, I'm assuming we don't have either. Well, I'll close the public hearing at this point.
So if we get the special use permit on the A2, that would that do his whole property or just the acre like he wants to do? It would do the whole property. But if he sold or whatever, that's done, that's back to A1 then, right? Like the special use permit doesn't transfer with the sale, right?
The special use does not.
But if we went to I2,
It,
it's I2, right?
My only concern was with the A2, I may still have to pay for the road to be addressed down into the east. With the I2, I think the county has to help with the road. But I don't know if that's right. That's the only reason I talked to Kate and the only reason I asked. And either way, I'm good. I just need a permit so I can keep running myself.
Some of that may be offset in the property taxes if you go to I2 versus A2.
Yes, absolutely. There's a big difference in that jump
However, if we did I2, it's only the 1 acre. So I hate property taxes as much as the next guy, so I'm just wondering what that's gonna look like. Does the special use change anything on the tax?
well, that portion would be commercial still, value wise. It's just not gonna have the same zoning impact as it might.
So I think we looked at the tax rate, it went up a little bit more than the A2, the special use, but the I2 went up quite a bit.
The I2 would be the whole thing, except you have a mixed use. So part of that would be residential, so
We could do 4 acres residential, 1 acre.
So the zoning is different than the value. If you've got a survey done to just limit it to, is it an acre, guys? On I2?
Yeah.
The small
Acre.
size?
It says with water and sewer, an acre is or the lot will be served by public water and sewer, the minimum lot size shall be 1 acre. The water and sewer service will be provided on the lot, the minimum shall be 3 acres.
There you go. So it's a 3 acre minimum, because it doesn't have public sewer. So it would be a 3-acre minimum on I-2.
Is it your opinion that the public notice that was published in the paper would allow
For a lesser,
either of the two options, either the I-1,
I-
the municipal class?
I think that's up to you, because if you choose a lesser zoning,
Right. It's, you allow them going the opposite direction, increasing.
it was also put in there not knowing if it was gonna be a zoning or a special use.
Just want to check to see if we're covered either way.
So on the A2, the only thing, and maybe it all works, but there's a section under here about yard regulation. With, so the front yard, that should be a front yard having a depth of not less than 40 feet, except as required for arterial and collector streets or roads. Would he still fall under?
Yeah, it's still, that's the state of setback for agriculture.
Does he have, do we have that?
Yeah.
You have that?
Okay. I didn't get the picture of the house where the brother was there when I got it.
Okay. That's all I was checking, to make sure if we do the A2, we'll fall under everything.
So whatever building is built on there would have to meet the setbacks to that zoning district, so you're 15 feet, I think it's still 15 feet.
For a,
side,
for a side yard.
and then 40 feet from the back.
Yep.
That's from the edge of your right of way, not to the center of the road, that's, there's the right of way.
And the right of way is, up here is 15 feet from the center.
That's a 20 foot,
It's a 20 foot from the
it's a
center.
40 foot total, so 20 from the center.
So I have to keep the building 40 foot from the right of the road.
So our aerials can be skewed off of the actual property line. So if you knew your property line and you were getting close to that 40 foot, I would just extend it if you can back further. Otherwise, you have to know where your property line is.
So the air drainage shed is going to be closer to 40 feet from the east property. But it's clear at the back of
Also on section 4, for A2 intensity of use regulation, tracts in this district shall be 3 acres or larger. So we have to go larger than the 1 acre.
It would be the whole, in A2, the whole thing would go A2.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And then the special use would just be. a
Well,
use.
so the A2, we're not going to use a special use for the A2, I thought that's what we
A2, it's the rezoning to A2, and then the special use on that,
gotcha. For the,
for the, on the,
I think you mentioned 15 feet to the east, wasn't it? 15
is the requirement.
from
And
the
he's,
east.
yeah,
And
he's
not,
not,
so not the, you don't have to be 40 from the east, it's just 15, is that right?
yeah,
the, that's how I was reading. As long as they stay 15 foot off of that east property line. It's going to be a common, so.
15 feet on each side, 40 from the back. It says on that, sort of, right, yeah.
Yeah, double wing.
So you own 40 acres there? No, you just have 1 acre there?
Where you got the 4.8,
Oh,
I think it is.
4.8. So where, is that the whole property right there?
That is our property. Yes.
Okay.
Where we got crop to the west, timber pasture to the north and the east, and then crop to the south.
Mr. and Mrs. Gordon, did you say that this is the only property that you own in the county?
We also own the old blacksmith shop.
That's right, you did mention that, you did mention that, sorry.
And that's where when the lumber's dry, we'll take it, after it comes out, our kiln goes there, and we frame it, and we'll do the glue line edging and all that down there, and we'll store it in the. So the only thing that happens out here is the logs come in, we'll break them in boards, and then we'll do the edgings to get them somewhat straight to go into the kiln. And then the kiln dry will happen there on the property. That's the plan. Yes, sir.
You mentioned that, I just.
That's a gun.
Somebody has to make it, yeah. I can't.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I move to amend, trying to figure out how to word this, amend the property to A2 and grant a special use permit
Yeah, for a sawmill.
for a sawmill.
Do we have a second?
4410 102 Road View.
A second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you very much, guys.
Your motion to adjourn?
Just as one point of clarification.
Sure.
On a motion and a second, you need to ask for further discussion before asking for a vote.
Okay.
Just in case any of the other members want to question the actual motion on the floor.
Is that all we should try to jump in?
I'll move to adjourn.
Been moved and seconded, we adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign.
We have to postpone whatever for the work session, like within the minutes.
Move to the work session today.
I thought we had discussed to do it in two weeks.
Yeah, we just,
When is our next one? 2 weeks.
2 weeks from tonight.
You don't have to, you don't have to take a break so you can open up in 2 weeks for the work session. That's how I read the minutes, but you know, that's right.
We did that last time.
the work sessions aren't a part of a meeting, so we would have to adjourn to go to the work session.
If we were doing the work session immediately, if we're just adjourning the meeting and then going immediately after that session, to the work session, then that has to be.
But we didn't plan that because we didn't review plans.
And the work sessions are not official, so we have to get out of the public meeting, or official meeting to do the work session.
Okay? Looks like
6 o'clock.
you wanted something, you had something. You start to take that out.
Jeff?
Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
Sit down.
I've got another one for you.
That's a great idea.